Hey Juventini, we've got a ton of news today as Lazio continue to push for Rovella. We've got the latest details happening with that and of course their dealings with Pellegrini. Bonucci has taken legal action against Juventus. Done deal. We have another done deal finalized, this time for a defender, and Moggi comes out and calls Juve favorites. All right, so a lot to discuss today. All right, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's the AJC. I'm Alberto. Let's rock, and we're gonna kick things off wishing the Mr. Allegri a happy birthday. It is his birthday today. All right, and I hope that when you blow out those candles, Massimiliano, you wish for that sixth scudetto. All right, so I know I'll be wishing for that one this year, and we're going to talk about the sixth scudetto for Allegri and Moggi calling us favorites. All right, but a little bit later on. Lazio and Juventus have been in constant contact over the past few days. Obviously started with Pellegrini. That deal has broken down for the time being, and the reason is Juve was wanting 8 million euros on the obligation portion after 2-year loan. Okay, Juve was also willing to extend Pellegrini's contract to bring that salary down. Lazio wanted to pay 5 million euros on the obligation and wanted Juve to pick up 50% of the player's salary. There. Absolutely not. All right, so that has obviously completely broken down for the time being, but of course they're still in constant contacts because they're also talking about Rovella. When it comes to Pellegrini, has to be noted that Milan has come back into the mix and reigniting their interest for Pellegrini. Now Rovella, the one everybody is talking about. Okay, Juve asked 24 million euros. All right, around that range for the player. Obviously, Lazio deems it too high, but the talks are ongoing and we'll see what develops. It is a loan with obligation type deal. Lazio already has terms with Rovella apparently until 2028 locked in. Okay, so again, we have to wait and see what develops, but terms have been agreed between Rovella and Lazio, but nothing even close for the time being with Juventus. Bonucci, he is taking legal action against the club for reinstatement. All right, apparently came with a negative response from Juventus. Obviously, all right, they are probably heading to arbitration, in which Bonucci will probably receive a payout of somewhere around 2 to 3 million euros, and that'll be a separation. Bonucci has already removed Juventus from his Instagram profile, all right? So things, obviously tensions and whatnot, things are heating up there, but that is the latest on the Bonucci saga. Juve has confirmed interest from Nico Schira in Habib Diarra, them and Chelsea interested in Strasbourg's 19-year-old midfielder, all right? We have a done deal. Coney de Winter is heading to Genoa. It is a loan plus obligation to purchase at 10 million euros under certain conditions, and obviously the details on those conditions have not been revealed yet, but it is a done deal confirmed by Romeo Agresti. Kyle George, he impressed tremendously, obviously, in the friendly against Next Gen, but everything seems the same for him. He is not likely to be joining the Juve first squad in any way, shape, or form. Look for him to potentially head on loan or simply be with Juve Next Gen. I think he's probably a cut above Juve Next Gen, so a loan within Serie A would be big for Kyle George. I'm hoping that that's where it ends up because I think it would do him better than being with Next Gen. Juve looking at Carlos Augusto again. Okay, so the sale of Zakaria is being rumored to be what can finally help them get over the line there. There's also loose links on a move for Kostic should an offer arrive. When you immediately think about selling Kostic, your mind goes to the birthday boy, Massimiliano Allegri, and thinking there's no way he's selling Kostic. However, I really do feel if a strong offer came in for Kostic, that Juve could sell him, all right? But I don't think any big offers in the range that Juve would be looking at are coming in for Kostic, somewhere around 25 million euro range. So again, interest in Augusto. They have made a sale for Zakaria that could fund that. However, they are looking for midfielders. Okay, so Juve is looking for a midfielder and a strong physical type for Allegri. So I don't think that the funds from the Zakaria deal are necessarily going to go to Augusto. You have Cambiaso. He was presented the other day at Juventus officially. Look for him to say you have Kostic and you still have Iling Jr. However, there are reports today suggesting that Juve is considering a deal, and there are some offers on the table from Premiership sides. However, they're not strong enough to move Juventus towards selling Iling Jr. I hope they don't. I don't want to see Iling Jr. sold, and I think we need to hang on to him. Now, we have Rugani. Juve looking at extending his contract, which expires in 2024. However, for me, when it comes to this one, I don't see a rush in extending Daniele Rugani. It's not to say I don't think we should extend him. I think we could very well be there, but wait it out, because if we were talking about a highly sought after player such as a Federico Chiesa, then I think, yeah, you want to get things locked down, realize where you stand, and do it sooner rather than later. When you're talking about a guy like Rugani, who will have interest, but we know that he's happy where he's at. We know he likes you being at Juventus, and he's happy to fill in the role off the bench that he plays. There is no rush there. No rush to do business. Let's pump the brakes and just wait it out, okay? We fell victim to making hasty decisions on extensions on guys that weren't highly sought after, and some of them bit us. I don't think the Rugani thing would necessarily bite us, but I still say just wait it out on these particular ones, all right? That's my thoughts anyways. And, of course, we have Luciano Moggi. Luciano Moggi coming out today and saying to Libero in his interview that Juventus are scudetto favorites for him. Put out a poll question and asked the question, are Juve scudetto favorites or are they a top 4 team? And only around 24% believe scudetto favorites. I'm going to say it this way as far as my 2 cents goes on Juve being favorites. They're closer to being favorites than they are just a top 4 side. And I come to this conclusion with the fact that last year we were in shambles. It was an awful season from many, many facets, and we still came up in the top 4. This year, playing only one competition, not being stretched out, the other team's going to be stretched out across multiple competitions. I expect us to be closer to favorites than we are just a top 4 side. Top 4, we should be in top 4, no problem. Battling for the Scudetto, I actually expect us to be battling for the Scudetto, and I think we should be. So I would say we're closer to favorites than we are just top 4. And furthermore, I don't think any team in Serie A is going to be running away with this thing, and I think it's going to be a wide open league battle, in my personal opinion. But you guys know what I love, and that's hearing from all of you. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let's mix it up. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow morning, live session, okay, around 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you're here. We're going to recap everything that's going on around Juventus and tackle it all together, all right? Can't wait to see you all there. Fino alla fine, forza Juve. Till tomorrow morning. Ciao tutti.